In today's Photoshop lesson, I want to show you how easy it is to make a slideshow using videos and photos in Photoshop. Here we are in Photoshop. Now we're going to need two panels. We're going to need this layers panel over here, plus we need the timeline panel. If you don't have the timeline panel, click on Windows and scroll down where it says timeline. Now we have the timeline panel. And what you're going to find out is we're going to do all our work right in this area right here. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is get some media. So if you click right in this area right here, it looks like a film thing or something. First choice is add media. So we'll click on that. And I think what we'll do is bring in all the media. So we'll make it a quicker show. We'll bring in 2 videos and 2 photos. We'll just say open. And now all the media will be put onto our timeline. Okay, so we have 4 things. Notice the video shows are in blue and the pictures are in purple. We are going to want to clip the videos to little shorter videos because most videos have more than we want. So if we go right here, I can grab this playhead and I can move it across. And I think I'm going to cut it right about there. So what I do is I just move the mouse to the beginning and I click and drag, and I'm dragging this over and it stops at the playhead. I'll move the playhead over a little further. What I'm watching is these birds fly through the photo or through the image, that's all. Okay, and now they're pretty much out of the way. And I'm going to take this side of the playhead and pull it the other way. Now this can be added back on if I think I want to adjust it, but now that clip is shorter than it was when we started, and remember I can add back on or not. Here's the next clip. It's a picture of the bridge. I think I'm going to get a little closer, maybe about there. So let's clip all this out. I'm going to keep it short for demo purposes, so I'm just dragging this over. Okay, you see it collapse back up, and then so this is what we got, about this much. Okay, and let's go to about there. So I'm going to grab right here again. Make sure you can see this. I'm zooming in a little bit, and I'm dragging this over. And it's going to snap to that playhead. Boom. Got it. We got the 2 videos. Now we're going to get the photos. Well, now the photos are right here. You can see not much action here. It's a sunset. But if I go to the end here, and I drag it to the left, I can actually get the time. I think I'm going to make it, about 3.5 seconds, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I'll do the same thing to this other one. Shrink it down. 3 seconds, 3.5, somewhere in that neighborhood. Now I've shortened the length of the photos. Now one more thing, while I'm on these photos, see this little arrow right here? It's a little arrow. If I click on that, it says no motion. But if you want to apply the Ken Burns effect, just give it some motion. On this one, let's give it a pan and zoom. That takes care of that one. And on this one, let's just give it a zoom so we can see the differences in those. Okay. For the next thing we should do is add a title slide. So let's go up here. We'll click on this layer right here and add a new layer. Okay. Now it ended up at the end. That's okay for now. Now let's move the playhead over to our slide. Okay. And we'll go edit, fill, and let's pick a color. Oh, we got it on color. Yellow looks good. We'll say okay. Okay, so now our slide has a color on it. Now we are going to want this in the beginning, so let's go ahead and move it over there. So you can see I got it grabbed here, and I'm moving over to the front. Okay, now I'll move the playhead over there so it actually shows up on the screen. Remember, the playhead shows what's on the screen. Now we need to add some text to this. So I get T for text. I'll click somewhere in the middle. I'll add some text. There we go. Now I want to center this text. So I'll just take it, move it up a little bit, and over, and when I get it just right, a little red line will pop up. There it is. So that looks good. Now it's in the middle. Okay, now if you look down here, we see that the text layer is on the same track, but first we show the background, then we show the text, but we want to show these simultaneously. So we're going to have to take the text layer right here, and we're going to have to move it out of this video group onto its own track. Okay, now you see the text layer is on its own separate track that can be played anytime during the video, but we're going to play it in the beginning. So I'll push it over here, and let's shorten it down a little bit, maybe about this long, a couple seconds, and I'll move this one to the same place. Okay, now we would like to add some transitions. Now Photoshop does not give us a lot of transitions, but if I click here, up pops these transitions. So let's start this show with fade with white. So let's start the text with a fade with white. Let's start the background with a fade with white. And then between the background and the first one, let's do a crossfade. I'll put that here. I can go right in the middle. And just to make things different, let's fade the second one with black. I can go either side or in the middle. I'm going in the middle. And just to keep it different, to show you what they look like, I'll do another crossfade, do another fade with white to this one. And I'm not going to do with color, it's the same thing. Let's just do a crossfade on this last one. So I'll take this and drag it over here. Okay. Now we have a intro title slide. We got 2 videos, and then we have our 2 pictures. What are we missing? How about we add some music? So if we go down here, it says audio track. We can click on the audio track, and right next to it, add audio. Click on that. Here's some audio. We'll just double click on that, and now that song has been added to our video. But you notice the song's much longer than our video. Whoa. So I'm going to grab the end of this and shove it this way until it gets to be about the right spot. Okay, maybe right there. Now, just to show you I can do it, if I right click on here, I can set the volume of the video. I'm going to leave it right where it's at, but I can fade it in if I want. Instead of just abruptly starting, we can fade it in. Let's give it a couple seconds. And at the end, let's have it fade out. Remember, we've kind of got the transition that fades out. We'll give it a couple seconds to fade out too. So now that we've faded it out. Now let me show you one more thing about these transitions. Oh, we didn't put one at the end. Let's add one there. So I'll click on the transition, and I'll go to white, fade with white, and stick that at the end. Now, if you don't like the length of the transition, you can drag them out. You can see this is 1.25, so you can make the transition any length you want right there. Okay, so we've added transitions and slides and videos and title slide. Now, what we're going to do is I want to show you one more thing. That's down in this area. We can actually expand the track size. So sometimes they get kind of crowded. I'm clicking on this little white button right here, and I'm dragging it to the right. If you see when I did that, the track got longer. Sometimes it's easier to edit when it's stretched out, just by moving this to the left or to the right. So that comes in handy. Let's test it out. If we click on this very first button, it puts the playhead at the beginning. So I'll click on that. Notice the playhead is at the beginning. And once we get there, we'll hit the play button. Let's see what happens. Okay, it worked out pretty good. I noticed there's one little mistake. We can fix that. We'll click here, and we'll just put it back there so it fades at the same spot. Well, there's only one more thing we have to do, and that's going to be to render it. And remember, I said that we'd be focusing our attention right in this area here, and I'm still going to focus because this little arrow right here is the render button. So I'm going to click on that. When that comes up, let me make sure you see where it's at. Okay, we can see it says render video. Now you can give it a name, select where you want to put it. Actually, you won't be changing anything here. Every time I've done this, it's always set right. It's set to the .264, the high quality document size. It's all pretty good. Just make sure all frames are checked, and that way you'll get the whole video. That's it. And now when you click render, it will actually render the video. Now depending on how long the video, how fast your computer is, it could take a long time. I'm going to go ahead and pause this just to show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, it's winding up. That took a little while, maybe 2 minutes, something like that. Not too long. Okay, now that it's rendered, let's go look and see what it plays like. So we'll go over here. Here's the video. It's untitled 4, you know, I didn't give it a name, but it's 66 megabytes. I'll double click on it. So here in Photoshop, we can make videos once you get the hang of it, and you can work all in this area over here. So that's handy. You can do a lot of your work right here. Now there are other capabilities that this program can do, but I thought this would be a nice quick intro. So as usual, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.